Well, there it is.
There it is. Hello, good morning.
Click, 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 bang.
It's working as slow as I am. Rotary board meeting today went over.
That happens sometimes. You just get it talking about various and sundry things.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that we had to deal with, and we dealt with it. So
You did?
Yep.
Well, that's good.
And then, it's a few people who realize they're directors. You don't have to be at the board meeting. Right. Only the people that can vote have to be at the board meeting.
Yeah, and you only have your guys' structure is 5 people, 4 people.
Basically 4 or 5. It's 5 at least. Yeah. So, but it's funny because in the past they've had everybody vote. But we've had some bad news over the last few days. Had a bunch of banks starting to fail, which is eerie because of the fact of that's just showing what the Fed has been doing.
Right.
Is really hurting. There was a 2:00 in the morning call to all the senators to come in and get on a Zoom meeting about how they're going to fix it and what's going to do going forward. Saw it on TikTok this morning that they had to go in, that kind of thing. And don't worry, we're going to fix the banks. That's not, taxpayers aren't going to pay for it. This is out of the money that the banks put into this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going, can't be that much money in that thing for all the banks. You know what I mean? Eventually the taxpayers will pay for this fixing of these banks.
You think?
I think. All right. So with that, we rallied a day or so ago. By the time it was over, about 80 basis points. We were much higher than that, but of course it comes back. And then yesterday CPI came out good, but not as what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They thought it was going to be it was 1/10 less than what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Damn expectations.
I know. You fell short 1/10.
Right. Yeah. But the PPI came in today and totally, was in check and actually came in worse than they expected.
Okay.
So that has caused us to rally again. What are we up right now? Bear with me here. It's up another 70 basis points today. So that's about 150 basis points over the last couple of days.
That's good.
And a lot of people are going, what does that mean in rate? What's that mean in rate to me?
Yeah, it means you're going to go a little bit lower.
That's right. Probably 5.875 on conventional. Who knows?
Yeah.
Won't know, because you got to remember when this stuff happens, they're slow to give it back, but they're fast to take away. Right. Because they want to make sure this is going to stay. This is not going to go away. This is going to be here.
Yep.
So they're going to be slower to give it to us in the rate. So we'll see more of this over the next few days. The biggest thing I saw today was that the 10-year long, 10-year note was 3.42. That was down like 24 basis points. That's a huge move for the 10-year in one day. So that's getting us back to where we want to be, keep going lower. But all this news is good for rates, but it's bad for the economy. Right. And then I guess Meta just said they're going to lay off another 10,000 people.
I saw that this morning. Yeah.
So that's
no longer you can work from home.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The biggest thing right now is, besides the banking here in the United States having a couple of issues, and it's more the regional banks. And then a lot of people took their money out of regional banks and put it in the big banks, and that's going to cause the other regional banks to have problems. Right. And then, but there is one in Europe. There's a banking crisis in Europe going on because they're having the same issue we're having. Right. Liberals in charge of the government. Right. Did that come out? Did I say that out loud?
It came out loud. Yeah. But I happen to agree.
The issue is you can't do what you've been doing and think they're not going to be a problem. You can't get rid of fossil fuels. They finally came out and said, "Oh, we need fossil fuels for the next 50 years."
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
This is why we're all in this situation, because of the inflation right now. The biggest part of it is still energy. Yeah. And that's what, once I saw they stopped that pipeline, a couple years ago, I was like, that's it. Yep. We're done. Yep. So PPI came in okay. The other thing that came in is retail sales were down in February. Shocking.
Well, wow. Yeah. Christmas has already happened.
Well, remember we said January was up. It was like shockingly up. Well, that was because they didn't sell anything in December, so they discounted all that goods.
Got rid of it off the shelves.
Yeah, and it didn't say that they made 5% income. It just said sales were up 5% in January. Now we're down 4% in February.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
X autos. I don't know how you become an X auto. We're down 1%, but I would just say probably used autos, not X autos. So that's kind of where we're at today. I
What'd you see?
I was looking over here because I usually have it in the thing, and my wife said I do another one, and she's like, "You're looking all over. It seems like you're not focused on the stuff. You should focus at the camera." I'm sorry, I need this certain news that comes up.
Yeah,
looking at history of home prices since 1941 to today, home values have increased 73 years of that period of time since 1941.
Yeah,
decreased 7 and
right.
then flat once. So what does that tell you going forward?
That we're going to have another increase. It's going to be 74 years.
Right. Well, the concentration of that 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Was during the housing bubble of 2008. So with that being said, since 1941, we had 73 years up, 7 years down during a bubble, and one flat.
Guess what bubble's going to burst?
Opportunity bubble.
We've been talking about it a lot. Yeah. Opportunity bubble. Yeah. Hey, I read an article this morning too that Governor Newsom is really going to try to figure out why.
Nuisance?
Yeah, dipshits.
Governor nuisance.
Yeah, nuisance. He's really going to try to figure out why gas is at least on average $1.44 more expensive in California than anywhere else in the nation.
He's going to put a task force together for that.
No, he already has, and now we're really starting to look into it. They're trying to figure out what he was blaming. Listen to this. What he was blaming is he's blaming the refineries for what does it cost you to produce that gas, and then what are you selling that gas for? So they were picking on Chevron
because they're making a huge profit.
Yeah, they're making a huge profit. Get rid of all the stupid taxes that you have on top of that gasoline, and we would be there.
How about this? The oil in California that comes out of the ground is better than any oil anywhere else. It's the cleanest oil around. I don't know if you know this.
Yep.
Why don't we just refine that? Forget special blends, winter blend or a summer blend.
Well, we have to have that
bullshit
stuff in there.
Dude, we have such the oil itself is so good. For Venezuela oil is the dirtiest oil, and they wanted us to take that oil in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
terrifying.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Again, it's interesting when you have this cabinet or administration in California, and they're pointing the blame at other things, but they're not looking at themselves. So come on, when you point your finger at someone, you got 3 pointing back at you. Just take a look at what you're doing.
You're right.
Yeah.
And one going up.
Yeah. Well, that's just
down.
That's a pretend gun. Anyway, and the other thing that happened, because are we done talking about all this stuff that's going on in the economy right now?
Because right now, so rates are going to improve.
Right.
It's what we've been saying. So if you haven't got into getting pre-qualified, pre-approved for a home loan, you have in 2 more months, we're going to be in a totally different market that you're going to see no nice guys anymore for sellers. It's going to be, I need more over, and I'm not giving you money for closing costs.
Right. And yep. Already starting to happen. The other thing is I want to go on a VA loan real quick.
Okay.
I got a call from a realtor friend of mine, and they asked a question about VA loans. And I said, well, VA loans are fantastic loans. They're, and she goes, I don't want to say she, but she says,
them.
They said,
they, them.
She identifies as a woman though. So they said, I was talking to my broker, and my broker said that, VA loans are a pain in the ass to do, and they're so much harder. And I'm like, oh my God, we still have to get the education out there that they're not. They're easy loan to do. The appraisers don't necessarily ask for more things than any other FHA appraiser will ask for.
Actually, the only thing is peeling paint.
Yeah, but FHA is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it has to. And the reason that's a big deal is because of have lead paint if it's older than 78.
Yeah,
right.
Which I just say, parents, I know lead-based paint tastes sweet and wonderful. Give your kids something else to eat. Let them not eat the flaky paint. But VA loans are a great and easy loan to do. They're not any harder than an FHA loan. In fact, they're probably a little bit easier.
They're actually easier because
an FHA loan.
Now the vet can actually pay for the pest fee. If they need pest stuff,
which puts it on the same level as an FHA,
as a conventional.
Yeah, and
I would say FHA.
Okay. Well, conventional's nice.
Well, I'm just saying VA is not it's not like it used to be.
No,
it's so much easier. The only issue, and this is going to be the same for anything, if depending on the year of the home, if you have peeling paint, conventional is going to call for it.
Yep.
Because of the potential lead issues.
Yeah, if it's pre-78 home.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So, but if it's newer than that, you shouldn't have peeling paint. If you do, go scrape it off and paint it, and then sell your house.
Exactly.
Sell your house the way it should be sold.
Do a few things.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that real quick. It's just brokers, if you're listening, anybody, if you're listening, VA loan's an easy loan to do. It's not difficult. Okay. And the veteran can pay for the repairs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I want to give a shout out to Central Valley Association of Realtors, the Modesto Council's marketing meeting this morning. It starts at 9 a.m. at the Princeton Event Center. They're doing an affiliate appreciation breakfast. So if you're an affiliate, you can go and get breakfast for free. Realtors, you're going to have to pay for a breakfast finally. If it weren't for our affiliates, we would not be in business. So you got to give them a little slap on the back. Thank you, Ed. I just slapped you on the back from over here.
That hurt.
It wasn't a hard slap, but anyway.
It's kind of a girly slap.
CVAR Modesto marketing meeting today, 9 a.m. Princeton's Event Center, affiliate breakfast appreciation.
All right. So if you hear that, if you're not going, get out there and go. We're going to miss it because
we'll be here recording.
We have something else we have to do. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens. So
rates, what we talked about in May is happening now because banks are failing.
And to get back onto we're banging a drum every week, every day, 3 days a week on the opportunity bubble. And I'm already seeing the opportunity bubble dissipate or go bye-bye or burst.
When the helium's coming out of the balloon.
Yep. I'm going to talk like this. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of something else.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go get some ED for that.
Hey, I talked. There was a conversation going on in the workout room this morning, and I guess somebody had a door-to-door Viagra salesman knock on their door yesterday, and with a business card and everything, selling Viagra. I would probably has fentanyl in it,
Probably.
But the guy who answered the door opened the door a little bit wider and said, look at my 3 rowdy boys. Do you think I'm having a problem with the needing the Viagra? So is that crazy or what? A door-to-door Viagra salesman. Things are looking up.
There you go. All right.
That's his motto.
All right. Make it a great day. Thanks for watching. And we'll talk to you tomorrow, Friday.
Friday.
Yep. That's right.